shout out wise. Okay, well, I'm gonna get started then. Tonight is gonna be kind of light and breezy, nothing too serious, but lots of good information. And we're gonna start out with Tabitha Frank sharing about her health journey. So thank you so much. I really, really want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate you speaking. I know this is a scary thing for most people. And I don't even know if you've been on one of our leader calls yet. So there's that. So
And she's
welcome.
speaking, so yes.
Yeah, welcome to our larger team call. And we appreciate you so, so much. So take it away, Tabitha. Tell us how Plexus has impacted your life.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say on here, but I was just gonna start by saying that I had seen Plexus from just people that I know, that I trust in the community that are actually in the healthcare field. I'm a nurse myself, so I had some skepticism about it when I first got the information. But I got on a call with Hannah and Jesse and did the messenger event, and started from there. And it was January 15th when I started the reset program. And then went and did the gut health system, because that's what I really wanted to start with. I had some issues with just my digestion, and it became to the point where everything that I ate was hurting me. Just I couldn't get anything down without having pain from that. And it was just I was to the point of, okay, something's got to give here. So let's give this a try. And what just after doing the reset, I immediately felt so much better. And then finished the gut health and went into the weight loss system. And through that process, I had lots of inflammation before this, just like always had to have Motrin like multiple times throughout the day, just to get through the day to feel good. I had to have Motrin to go to bed at night. That's just how much inflammation I had. And I have not had Motrin since I started this program, which is like so crazy to me because I literally was popping Motrin all day long every single day. So like for me, that's like a huge benefit, is that my body feels so good and I literally feel like a different person. Um, and then I've also lost 33 pounds now. So that's huge for me because I've not been able to do that with anything else.
And how
Um,
long have you been on the products?
since January 15th is when I
And
started.
are you taking the Ease as well, or is this just Triplex and Reset?
This is just the triplex and reset. Right, Hannah? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dang,
Wow,
girl, that is
that's great.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, that's
So
incredible.
I felt, just sleeping better. I sleep like a baby pretty much now, and I didn't before. I woke up all throughout the night. So my sleep has improved, my skin has improved. I have adult acne and I really don't have that many issues now. Um, I have more energy and wanting to start working out. So hopefully I can get even more weight off as I keep going. So
Yeah, you will.
uh,
Are you able to eat pretty much everything now, or is it just
yeah,
getting better and better?
I've been I had cut out like dairy products and some gluten things just because I feel like I maybe have a slight intolerance to those things. But I have been kind of adding those things back in and I've been fine. But I've also been trying to eat better than what I was before,
Yeah,
just to again, move the process along.
yes.
Um, but so it's been amazing for me.
That is awesome. And summertime is a great time to make that switch in the eating program too, because everything tastes so good. All of the
Hmm.
fresh fruits and vegetables and everything that are out there. That's awesome.
Yes.
She's-
on,
She's
oh,
had to buy like pants at least twice, right? Like Jessie's seen her and she was like, her pants are falling off of her. Like she was being so like, oh yeah, everything's going good. Like which of course, she didn't know me at the beginning. So she was kind of nervous to say much. And Jessie's like, she needs new pants. Like that's how good she's doing on it. It was kind of funny. So then I was like, I hear you need new pants. So she's like, I do. And these ones are already big for me now. So
Yes. So I had to buy, I think I'm down 2 sizes already. So
that's amazing. Awesome.
yeah.
Congratulations. And don't worry, Tabitha, you'll be shocked the longer you're with us, the things that come out of people's mouths. You'll hear all kinds of strange things.
especially mine.
I once had a nurse who just had crazy amounts of detox, and she wanted to send me a picture of her private parts to show how much yeast was coming out. And I'm like, nope, nope, I'm good. Like, I trust you 100%. We're good.
I'm tapping out of that conversation because
no
you already
thanks.
know how me and Amber feel about that. Oh my God. And Casey, oh,
I know it can be a challenge to get through the detox, but it's worth it.
I
And
literally, I literally messaged Tanya today because I upped my ProBio 5 to 4, and I was so terrified because you guys know how I mean, I love it once we get through it. And that's where I messaged Tanya. I was like, okay, is this poison ivy or is this candida? Because I'm not sure. It's definitely
I
poison
think
ivy.
unfortunately it was poison ivy. It
Yeah.
could be worse than the candida.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I want to just reinforce what Tabitha said too, you guys. The faster that you make better food decisions and start cutting out the processed foods, the faster you'll get through the detox, the faster you'll get to the side of feeling amazing, losing all the weight, more inflammation, all of that stuff. So I read a comment not too long ago, and I think it was actually on one of our newsfeed posts, like one of our teams, and it was a gentleman commenting. Oh, I know who it was. It was Elaine's post, not Elaine, Maggie. And the guy said, it's just so hard to eat healthy. And when I read that, it's not like I haven't heard that before, but for some reason it really struck me like, isn't it strange that the food that we're supposed to be eating, we find it the most difficult to eat and to transfer to. It's like almost odd at this point, but because there's been so much processed food that's been put out there. But the faster you can push over, the easier it'll be. Okay. So thank you again, Tabitha. Like I said, I really appreciate that. Let me just take a look here. All right. So I got just 3 things that I'm going to go over tonight, and it's going to start off with the fact that summer can be a bit more of a challenge for everybody in this industry. So if you find that is the case, as was referenced even tonight, people talking to you, hey, I'm going to buy, and then they disappear, or they don't buy, and then they come back, hey, I'm going to buy, and then they disappear and don't buy. This is pretty typical of our industry because the people are so pulled in so many different directions this time of year. When I got started, and even to this day, honestly, I find this bizarre because I feel like summertime is when you're the most chill. There isn't like nonstop school going on, plus sporting events, plus the holidays that seem to consume so much in the November, December area, plus taxes to take care of. But in the summertime, everyone wants to do one thing. They want to be outside at all of the events, wineries, breweries, live music. They have weddings, graduations. They want to be on the boat in the water. They're taking their kids camping. They have vacations. Like, it's just all over the board. I think you guys can understand this. As I'm saying it, you probably can relate quite well. So if you see that happening in your business, number one, don't worry about it. This is the cycle of network marketing, and you can see it be more of a challenge, or things slow down a little bit. Totally normal. You'll catch back up. But in the same token, you want to keep going. These are the 3 months that people, if I have to say, mess up with, if I can categorize it that way, the most. These are the 3 months I would make that call. And the reason is because people think, well, like, nobody's buying or nobody's paying attention to my messages, and all of that type of conversation is going on. So they're like, why bother? But in actuality, the more you stay active in the summer, first of all, you will gain those customers. Even if it's a slower rate, you will gain them. But more importantly, you are staying top of mind to people because mark my words, this happens every single year. Summer is slightly slower. The fall season starts to sporadically kick back up. And what I mean by that is September is very spotty. People are readjusting back into the school season. It gets a little bit better in October and November. Then you see a slight slide in December. And then January is our huge season that we all just got done with and probably need a week's vacation from. So this I've seen for 10 years straight in this industry. But the people who stay consistent all year are the ones who win the most as the business starts to go up in the fall and of course hitting into January. It's just the way this works. You'll be top of mind to them in follow up. So make sure that you don't allow any of that to give you the reasoning to say, oh, let me just not do it for a week. It's not a big deal. Skip a few days, not a big deal, because people still are watching. They're still reading your messages and you're still going to be top of mind. So just keep that in mind. So how can you make things a little bit easier on yourself this summer? The number one thing I'm going to tell you guys to do, my recommendation, is to start giving out single sample packs, samples of things if you choose to do this. That's not actually the number one. Or this is number one. Put together 3-day samples for yourself and sell them for $10. The summertime is such a hot market to be able to do this. People are much happier in the summer, right? They're chilling. They're way easier for them to say yes to something like this. And what it is you put 3 days of active or slim, either one of the slim, and 3 days worth of Metaburn, 2 capsules per day or 1. I guess you could do it either way. I recommend the 2 capsules per day and sell it for $10. You're going to just about break even on this. Now, this is something that the company used to do for us all the time when I got started, and I actually grew quite heavily using these 3-day sample packs. I not only use them myself to grow my business, but I also would take people who said it's too expensive for me, and I would front them 10 3-day sample packs at a time. You can also do 3 or 5 3-day sample packs, whatever you choose. And I would make them go out, give them away to 3 to 5 to 10 people, selling them each for $10. They'd bring me back the cash. By the time that was done, they were allowed to take 10 more packets or whatever they wanted to. But I never had anyone sell 10 packets without being silver and signing on and being done. And people were able to do this very easily because it's 3 days. It's a gut health product, helps you lose weight, have energy, feel better. It's $10. You want to try it with me? Boom. It's not a difficult thing. So I would really recommend doing this. The little baggies that you can sell them in come on Amazon super duper cheap. So order yourself up a small amount of those. You can also go to Etsy, or if you can't find this on Etsy, make sure you message me because I have access from the Jewel page to purchase individual cards or three page. These are 3-pagers, but I also have the individual front and back cards that are single pagers, just front and back, that you can carry with you. These are not very expensive at all. I don't remember what I paid for these, but they're not very expensive. You can get those on the Gut Health System or just a slim product, just Metaburn, whatever you would choose to do. Carry those with you and your sample packs, whether you're on the boat, the beach, camping, with a family function, wherever you go, be thinking top of mind. What things like this end up being about is how intentional are you? This word intention came up in our silver and senior silver challenge today. Casey asked everyone to do a few things, and one of them was to write down your intentions. And somebody said, well, what does that mean? And so this is a perfect example of this. If you put intention in your thoughts, meaning like, oh, I intend to sell 10 of these a month. This is where my focus is going to be. Then those things will be top of mind as you're out and about talking to people. If you don't make it an intention, you can wrap those bad boys up, put them in your car, and you'll be talking to somebody and you'll drive away and you'll be like, oh, should have given him an offer for the 3-day baggies. But if you set it as your intention, you get organized with those baggies and potentially the informational cards. By the way, I never use the informational cards the first go around. So you totally don't have to have them. Last but not least, when you give that information out, in case you're doing it to somebody who's an acquaintance or a total stranger, make sure you get their information. Best way to do that is to friend them on a social media platform that you're using. And then let them know, I will contact you in 3 days in the evening. Are you good with evenings? Are you available evenings? Like, get a down pat idea of what their time during the day is that they're available. And then tell them, I'm going to contact you. Now, if they're super duper busy during the evenings and they work all day, it's a 3-day and you give away 3-day, tell them you'll contact them on the 4th day, right? You're going to give them a little bit of lead time and then contact them on the 4th day and find out what the results were. Again, a lot of times when I did this, I actually had them contacting me before they were even done. We used to have 3-day boxes that were a little bit more advanced, I guess you could say. They had 4 different products per box versus just the 2 different products. And we used to do 3-day events. Excuse me. And I always had people in those events by day 2 saying, okay, I want to order. How do I order right now? I don't even need to get through the 3 days. 3-day samples are very, very powerful. One of the reasons I haven't talked about them a lot before is because we have a 3-day reset. So we've been pounding reset for about 9 months now, corporate wide. And it's been the busy season. So it's hard to like throw everything at you guys without overwhelming you. We already have enough coming at us from corporate from time to time, like the slim drinks, plus the monthly incentives, plus the number of sales that we have to keep up with and stuff like that. So I don't want to give you guys more than you can handle, especially in the busy season. But now is a time that, yes, this is going to be a super duper good and easy way for not only you to develop new prospects, but new people on your team. I mean, it's just so easy for them to carry around some sample packets and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. You should totally check this out. It's $10. It's not hard. Number 2, reach back out to your white lines and relationship build if you have not chatted with them in a while. So start talking to your white lines again. And when the time is appropriate, see if they are interested in giving Plexus another shot. Right now would actually be a really, really good time that you can do it before you even start to relationship build, because we're having the 10% off tomorrow. So if you're trying to strike up a rank advancement and you've got some white lines in your back office, this is a golden opportunity for you to reach out to them and say, hey, I know you took a little break. What was going on? Share with me a little bit what you were experiencing or why you fell off. I'd really love to know. How can we make sure that you get your goal this time? There's a 10% off sale, et cetera, et cetera. So reaching out to your white lines over the summer, developing those, redeveloping them or continuing those relationships, asking lots of questions. Don't just dive into everybody that you reach out back out to and say, oh, well, how have you been doing? Talk to them like 3 minutes and then say, you should really start with your Plexus products again. That's probably not going to sound anything other than very salesy. So using the summer to share back and forth what you've been doing for the summer, what they've been doing, dripping in the conversation of, so how have things been with your health? I know you had told me when you started with the products that you were struggling with IBS, et cetera, et cetera. Were you able to get any relief with that so far? Because I know you were having to get off of products for a little while. And just weave that conversation in. If they don't restart in the summer, that's another area where you're dripping the belief for the right time, right? Which could be in a different season. It might be this summer and it might be a different season. Posts, what can you be posting? I would really, really start to think about adjusting your posts if you're really heavy into gut health like I am, and do your active, hydrate, and weight loss products for the summer. People are going to be way more in tune to that in the summertime. Active and Hydrate are a no-brainer, and you're able to use them in so many different types of posts because everyone is out running, burning a candle at both ends, and the summer heat, they're needing the hydration. And then the last thing that I would promote to you guys is don't hesitate to use this as a means of promoting mocktails or cocktails. Okay. If you're going to do the mocktails or cocktails, you're probably going to have to do it a little bit repeatedly because one post never gets seen by hardly, only a tiny percentage of the crowd. So for that to really click in people's minds, they're going to have to see that a number of times. So keep that in mind if you're going to post about that. And then of course the weight loss aspect of this. People all summer long are not necessarily that focused on their weight loss, which again always blows my mind because you would think summer would be the big time, but it's really the time where people are out and they're at all the parties, and it's really, really fun atmosphere. And what do you want to do in a fun atmosphere? You want to indulge and just do what everybody else is doing. So weight loss becomes top of mind as well. Obviously post fun things and incorporate these posts, weave the products into the fun posts as much as you can. So this is an opportunity for you to really shine with regard to who you are as a fun person, because most of us are out and about doing a lot more fun things in the summer. So make sure that if you want to be silly, now is the time to do it. Show your silly side. Remember to grab that phone. Again, it's about being intentional when you're out doing those fun things and when you're with the fun people. And here's another great thing. We used to do a lot of contests like this, actually, where we would make it a contest to see who could get the most samples in other people's hands, and then they would have to shake the sample up right there with them. So we would actually have our teams carry around water bottles, 8 ounces of water bottles if they had them handy, and they would shake up the sample bottle and take a selfie with the person that they were giving the sample out to, and then every single person, every time you did that, you got your name included in the contest once again, and then we would pull for contest giveaways. So this was very, very effective as well. So here's your opportunity to do this in these fun posts that I'm talking about. When you make your hydrate drink, share it with your friends, have them all pour their hydrate drinks and drink it down, and take a selfie with your friends, whether they're on products or not. I think that would be a really good opportunity too for you to do live videos making those drinks, by the way, just a side note. Nope, I'm going to leave that one for last. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is that we are going to launch something called the Power of Positive Thinking. This is going to be a Facebook group page that is going to be open for 8 weeks, possibly 9, but for sure 8 weeks, starting June 1st. And we are going to do a book club inside of this Facebook group page, among other things, which I'll explain the rest in a minute. The book is going to be The Power of Positive Thinking by Vincent Norman Peale, Peale. It is a classic book and very, very impactful. It's one of the first books that I read when I started network marketing. Although it is not necessarily network marketing oriented, it has more to do with helping you see that what you think about, you create. The gist of this Facebook group is meant to be a time frame that for you to take some time to really focus on your mindset and leadership skills during a season in our business that is not going like insane inferno, right? Like January through May. I don't know how you guys felt, but I really felt like I didn't have a time to think twice, because that is such a heavy season. So in this time where things can be a little bit more mellow, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to dig deep into building your belief, recognizing where you have limitations, understanding how your thoughts create your reality, and changing and implementing your thoughts, your language, and your leadership so that when we move into a busier season, and then again, our busiest season, You have up leveled your thinking and your leadership to the point where you can step into your business and be a far more confident person in your speaking, how you guide your team, how you show up on social media, and so on and so forth. This is going to make a massive difference. One thing about this business is people want to come in here and learn processes, and that is essential. You have to know a process. But I have believed wholeheartedly from the close to the beginning that processes only get you so far. If you do not believe in what you are doing, the processes are irrelevant. If you do not believe in yourself, the processes are even more irrelevant because here's the truth. How you see yourself will be how the world receives you. So if you are questioning what you're doing and not necessarily your belief in network marketing or your belief that Plexus works, because we are all here showing you that Plexus works, right? We meaning myself, Hannah's a senior Ruby, going to re-rank senior Ruby really soon. You know, Casey's a senior gold. We've got lots of movement. Katie is a Ruby. We have other jewels on our team, multiple jewels on our team. Okay, so this is the proof is in the pudding, right? So it's not that the Plexus doesn't work, but many people show up and don't believe that it will work for them. That belief is in here and in here. And they feel like they are not enough. They are not good enough in general, no matter what they're doing in life. And they carry that weight of I am not enough. Guess what? When you show up to the world, they understand that that's what you feel. You're reflecting that out into the world, and the world will respond to you accordingly. So believing in yourself wholeheartedly, you're going to say things differently, you're going to show up differently, and you're going to give different energy as compared to someone who has a low self-esteem, low self-worth, low belief in the potential for themselves. You're going to say different things and show up differently and have a different energy, and people will respond to that differently. This is a big key factor to actually finding success in life, in anything, but it definitely is this case in network marketing. I want to touch on one other thing. What you think you are worthy of receiving will be the limiting factor of what you will receive. This is super duper important as well. And for any of you that this sounds like jibber jabber right now, trust me, after you get done with this 8-week course, and if you continue forward, you'll understand that this is just vital information. But I actually went through some of this going from Emerald to Sapphire. There was quite a long period of time that I would jump my income significantly, and I would actually self-sabotage and make myself sick and stop working because I was so sick physically, and I would see my income come back, and it would come back to the level that I've always thought of myself as being able to not only make but maintain. So if I went above that, I was actually self-sabotaging out of a fear of failure and a fear of not being able to maintain that. And it was a scarcity mindset thinking and all this stuff. But oddly enough, I took a coaching course, and my coach made me read a book called The Big Leap. So if you don't believe me, get The Big Leap and read it. Casey has read it already, so she can back me on this. I got to a chapter in there, and it's all about highly successful people and some of the limitations that they come up against. And the whole chapter was about this guy. I think it was his wife too, but especially the guy, and how he was making himself physically ill because of the success he was receiving and not being able to manage it, and then falling back down and then getting successful and making himself physically ill. So it's really crazy how the brain can work, but this is also why people like Beth can run 23 or 4 miles and straight, and I think it's insane, but somehow she does that. I guess she tells her brain to do it. I think it's nuts. So this is going to be our focus this summer, is helping you see that those things are in place. For those of you who already have this knowledge, kudos to you. You're just going to get more of it. And it's never something that you can get too much of, in my opinion, because our brains always want to pull us back to what we already knew, which tends to be limiting factors and places of fear. so if you already are there and you understand some of this, great. We are going to have one Facebook Live per week. We are going to do a bi-weekly call for the book club aspect of this. We are going to drop inspirational and informational posts about mindset and affirmations and how you think and things of that nature. And I think there's one other thing I totally forgot. Oh, and you get one homework assignment a week. One homework assignment a week. It will not be anything that's so overwhelming, you know, that you guys will not be able to accomplish it, because then I would just be setting you up for, or we would be setting you up for not feeling very good about yourself, which is the opposite of what we're trying to do. So don't worry about that. I would like anyone who is interested in doing this to submit a paragraph or up to a page of why you would want to participate in something like this. Okay. Maybe share a little bit about what are some of the fears that you're holding onto that you would really like to overcome. And I also really want this page to be something where if you choose to do it, you are 100% committed, all in. You're on every book club call. You actually do the assignments, even if you feel like they're not at the caliber that you wish they were at. It does not matter. We want you to do the assignments, and that you engage in the Facebook page, at least to some degree. If we ask you a question, for instance, that you're commenting and answering the questions in a way that you're really intentionally showing up and giving thought to what we're doing. These tasks work. If you don't, if you doubt any of that, anyone listening now or to the recording, Elaine is a good gal to ask that to. Maggie, Courtney, they all have been engaging in the tasks we've been giving them in the silver and super silver, and they have done great forward steps just by doing the mindset work that we've been providing them in that small chat group. So this is a really, really, really excellent tool for you guys to implement over the summer. And back again, just historically, we've done pages like this, and I've had incredible forward movement in my teams and huge breakthrough for my leaders, because they are able to recognize oftentimes things they didn't even see were there as roadblocks. They are able to recognize those things, and then they are able to break through those things. Acknowledgement alone is a massive way to break through fear. It's just simply acknowledging that you have it. It's really interesting. So we're going to work on that. If you're interested, I'll put more about it in the leader chat, how to move forward. But in the meantime, if you want to write that paragraph or up to one page and send it my way, you can. This will be me, Beth, Casey, and Katie working together, collaborating to do the group page. So you'll get different voices, different perspectives, and different strengths coming your way to fill your heart with goodness. Okay, that's how I'm going to leave it. Anyone have anything else? Otherwise, that's it for tonight. Sign me up, Elaine says. No doubt, Elaine. You've been doing great in the chat, that's for sure. Okay. Oh, I did forget something. Oh, shoot. Stay with me. Just 2 seconds. Speaking of fun and of the mindset thing, I want to invite anyone who's local to my house a week from Saturday to have some fun around the pool. But before we get started, we will throw together a vision board for anyone who wants to participate. Not mandatory to show up, but that would be one thing that would really help you guys, is to do a vision board. I will give more details on how to do the vision board in the group that will start on the 1st. But that will be open to kids, spouses, all of you. Just come over, have a good time, pass a dish, etc., etc. So I'll also provide more of those details on the leader chat. So another fun event, along with the fun event we'll have at the end of the month for Amber's baby shower. Anyone local is welcome to come for that. And then we'll have more fun events to come. So we're giving you guys opportunities to come together as your team and have fun this summer, take pictures, show off to the world, etc., etc. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Thanks for showing up.